It's Bob and Tom Tonight, starring Chick McGee, Christy Lee, Josh Arnold, Ace Cosby, Pat Godwin, Willie Griswold, and Tom Griswold.
And Tom, we have a special guest.
We do. It's the Tom and Bobcat show.
All right.
Maybe Bobcat and Tom show. Bobcat Goldthwait is our guest.
Well, you know that's how that started. It was Bobcat and Tomcat.
Yeah.
I was Tomcat all my life.
You were?
When I was a little boy, yeah, from Mr. Dalton across the street.
Oh, sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
He would say Tomcat.
He always called me Tomcat. Were you?
He had his Polaroid camera.
You called Bobcat as a kid?
I was, there's a comedian I did a doc on, Barry Crimmins, Call Me Lucky.
Sure.
And
Yes.
Barry was known as, well, we saw this ad, Tom Kenny, who's SpongeBob SquarePants. I've known Tommy since I was 6 years old. We see this ad, it says comedians wanted, asked for Bearcat. And we were in high school, and we showed up, and he looks up at us, and he's like, ugh. I can't say what he said. He said, he goes, ugh, it's the effing kitty core. And he's just smoking, drinking, reading a paper on the stage. This is like, a couple hours before the show started, but he needed acts, and he put it on. But he goes, I'm Bearcat, and I'm like, oh, that's funny because I'm Bobcat and this is Tomcat, and no one had ever called us that before, and now 40-some years later, I'm Bobcat and they're Tom, and he was Barry. Yeah, but yeah, I met Tom Kenny when I was 6 years old by a crying nun. We were at St. Matthew's in Syracuse, New York. First grade, there was 2 separate classes. This nun, I broke her, and she was just like sobbing, and she dragged me into Tommy's class, and she's like, I can't take him anymore, and it left me there. So true story. I remember that, and I was devastated, Sure. I was like, oh, yeah. And then he introduced himself to me at lunch because he thought it was cool I could make a grown nun cry. And I remember meeting him. I remember meeting Tom Kenny, and I was just like, my ego was big then because I was like, I got to help this guy out. Because he had glasses in first grade. Yeah.
Grown nuns made
Even
me
then,
cry
you
a lot.
you had the gift. Even then, that's a great origin story, though.
But yeah, that's how we met, and we still buddies. I just off the air. I was saying I live out in the woods now in Illinois, and I chop a lot of wood. But I'm on a group text with him and a couple other friends, and he's like, "This isn't funny. Bobcat shouldn't have a chainsaw. You guys don't know him like I do." Turns out, you know what? Not really an exact science cutting down trees. So it's a little loosey goosey.
Yeah, you can lop off an arm pretty quick.
Yeah. And
have a tree hit your house,
Yeah. But I couldn't be happier.
Are you living in the woods far from Chicago? Or
It's about an hour. It takes about an hour. But I have never hung up the posters for movies and things that I've been in. And because I just think that's obnoxious, but now that I live in the woods, I was like, all right. So I don't have a Shakes the Clown poster, so I bought one online, and then I look in the tube, yeah, that shakes. I take it to the frame shop, and then I came back. I bought my own autograph. I bought an autographed Shakes the Clown poster, and the guy in the frame shop's looking at me, and he's like, "Aren't you that guy?" And I'm like, I go, no, that's the joke, because I look like him, and my friends call me. I'm gonna pay in cash. I was not gonna let him see my credit card.
Bobcat Goldthwait is our guest. To get away from us 1 second, speaking of Syracuse, did you know that Josh Arnold will be in Syracuse tonight and tomorrow? That's right.
That's right.
How many shows tonight, Josh?
1 tonight, 2 tomorrow. Coming for you, Salt City.
Are you at the Funny Bone?
I am, yeah.
I was just in Syracuse a couple weeks ago. I was giving Tom Kenny a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Oh, right on.
Wow.
Just for living this long.
And that's what a great gig, huh?
But you know, if you look him up on IMDb, he has like 530 some credits.
Amazing.
So it's not just SpongeBob. He does so many things.
He was wonderful in Mr. Show.
Mr. Show, but Cat Dog. He was on. He's the Ice King on Adventure Time. He's just in a million things. Like, and you don't even know it's him. Like I was like, were you in a diarrhea ad? You know, he did like make call it such like he can do that. He does that really well.
You know, there's the one they play all the time where they've got the jingle.
Diarrhea.
Mm-hmm. You can do that. No, seriously. I mean,
It's like the most.
Pepto.
It plays all the time.
It's
and
so lovely sounding.
Yeah,
but it's
it's a really well. You can just imagine that guy calling his mom, "Hey, you're not going to believe this. I got the gig. It's the residual should be a couple hundred grand a year. What are you doing? Oh, for 4 seconds I sing the word diarrhea.
Yeah, that's what Tommy was really great at that when we were kids. You know what I mean? And he goes, "I got to get that job. You know, I want to have one of those 4-second work weeks." By men and
That's chick's dream.
Well, isn't the story that the ho ho ho? Isn't that Thurl
Ravenscroft?
Ravenscroft?
I thought it was Herschel Bernardi. Maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
But I remember reading somewhere that they wanted to get a new person for the ho ho ho.
the Green Giant.
Yeah, and they yes. Yeah.
Well, you're telling me he's a giant. I'm not going to go in
And
the fire.
they auditioned 1,000 people. and
look,
went
you
back
made
to
me
the-
fire Sprout.
I'll fire Sprout all day.
I'll fire Sprout all day.
The
What's he gonna do?
scrappy do of the vegetable world.
That's right.
It'd be a great gig. We got to grab a couple news stories out of Christy Lee. What do you got over there?
Stephen Wilhite. Do you know who he is?
Nope.
You can't
Is
play.
that the guy that invented the GIF?
Exactly.
But?
He's died.
Oh,
And his wife, Kathleen, said he passed away March 14th.
So did we
sadly
get-
from COVID at the age of 74.
I saw his footage of his funeral. It was
Yeah.
just 3 seconds going in reverse and forward and reverse and forward.
Did we get finally
Nothing,
the
huh?
official on how to?
No, I think you got like
No,
it
you
wasn't
know what?
nothing.
You're right. I did. Get
You
that.
got something.
The official is a GIF.
Wilhite invented the GIF file format while working at CompuServe back in 1987.
Wow.
Yes.
enter, com, yeah.
He told the New York Times way back in 2013 that the first GIF image was an airplane, though the 90s era Dancing Baby GIF was his favorite, and insisted that the file had only one pronunciation. It is a soft G, like Jif peanut butter. He stated that those using the hard G, as in GIF,
Right.
quote, are wrong. End of story.
Well, my thing doesn't the first G stand for graphic, which is a hard G?
He's the guy
He's
that
the guy who
invented it.
invented
He
it.
says it's a J.
So it's draft.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
draft.
thank God he's dead. We can say it the right way now.
Yeah, we're not going to bury him in a jave.
Yeah, apparently we are.
But that's one of the most irritating arguments all the time.
I always say GIF. What do you
Everyone
say?
says GIF.
Yeah.
Except for this guy, all he did was invent it. How
Well, he
dare
probably
he name it? He should have spelled it with a J.
Well, then he would have been in a copyright infringement, probably. with
Well, no,
the
and
Jif
again,
peanut
it stands. It's an acronym, so it's
Well.
spelled the way.
Graphic.
Yeah.
So did he get any? He didn't receive any money for this, right? He just
I don't know.
named it. Did he? What was the? Do we know what the first one was?
He said it was an airplane.
Yeah, it was an airplane.
But it just was an airplane. It wasn't hitting a building or anything. It was
I don't know, Bobcat.
I'd be more interested in what will the last one be, and can it come soon?
You don't like them?
You don't like them?
God, I hate those things.
Oh,
Oh, well, I
Aren't they
better
fairly easy to ignore?
send you one right now. Hang on.
Takes up microseconds
do you
of my
look them
time.
up on your phone when you're like sending, text messages or something,
You know,
and you can add a
some
GIF?
horrific news story, and they'll have some, jackass going,
yeah.
no thanks, I'm out.
Or just I just in general emojis and all that. I'm 59. It just feels creepy. I don't know if I've ever told this story here, but I was I was sexting without my glasses on, and I sent it. I sent it to this guy, Ernie Bach, who's a car dealer in Massachusetts. And he answered me right away. It was like 2 a.m. He's like, hey, Bobcat, this is Ernie Bach. I don't think you meant to send me this. Merry Christmas, which makes the story even sadder. And then I was like, I'm never going to see that guy again. You know, I was racked with shame. But, au contraire, my comedy friends, I was directing on the show Community. And it was like about 7, 8 in the morning. And I look across the set at Joel McHale. And I'm like, that looks like, is that Ernie Bach? And he's friends with... I was like, oh, no. And he comes over. He goes, hey, Bobcat, do you know Ernie Bach? And Ernie Bach goes, I'll clean this up. And he goes, yeah, Bobcat wants to eat my... It's 100% true story.
The moral of the story is wear your glasses.
Yeah, wear your glasses.
Bobcat Goldthwait is our guest. We're going to talk with Bobcat. He's going to hang with us. I'm looking forward to hearing more great stories.
Oh, when you get a chance, I sent you a GIF.
I just saw the...
What is it?
It's the stupid banana dance.
That's an excellent choice.
Yes,
The dance of banana.
I will admit that one is somewhat joyful.
Sure. Bobcat Goldthwait's
Yeah,
here.
your old friend Bob Scratch Goldfarb.
That's exactly right.
Now, I got a couple questions I want to ask you, Bob. Bob, you are a director.
Yeah.
And you've directed many, many things. In the course of your career, have you ever done any commercials? And have you ever, in other words, as a director, they said, we want...
Yeah, I've directed a few commercials, but I really, I'm pretty chill on a set, but man, I'm not cut out for that work at all. You know what I mean? Like, look, there's only so many ways you can shoot a Klondike bar. And getting notes about how I'm shooting the Klondike bar. And I'm like, I thought it was like, wow, this is a nice scratch. I'll just go in and do it. But it's very, I was in a Snickers commercial.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
With Robin Williams. He's like, I needed some cash, and he's like, he was doing the Snickers commercials, like a Super Bowl kind of thing, and he's like, I'm doing a Snickers commercial, and I told him that you have to be in it, and I was like, oh, okay. He goes, they're going to call you, and just say no when they call you. They're going to just turn it down. I was like, got it. So they call, and I go, I'm not doing it. Snickers commercial. I'm an artist, and then they called back with more money. I go, tell these people no, and then he calls me and goes, what are you doing? I go, you told me to say no. He goes, no, you take the second money. I go, oh no, call Snickers back. By the way, it's a hell of a candy bar. Let's just say that. I had to sign a thing that said, but yeah, it was funny because when we shot the commercial, I had to wear this like unitard thing because I was suspended on cables. I was on a cheerleader pyramid. I was on the top, and he gets wrapped, and he's leaving, and he's like, "See you tomorrow, B. Goodbye." And I'm in this white unitard, and then he calls me the next day, and he goes, why did they have you in a fat suit? And I was like, I wasn't in a fat suit. And then he goes to his assistant, Rebecca, you're right. It wasn't a fat suit.
What are friends for? Yeah, I asked that because, what's the guy's name? Oh, Christopher Guest. The famous comedian and singer.
He directs a lot of those.
He directs tons of commercials.
Yeah.
He likes to keep active. But
no, I did a couple, and I just said, this is I'm gonna go on the road. No, I did a couple, but yeah, I've directed a ton of things. I don't know if people are aware of that, but yeah, I've directed my movies make hundreds of dollars. I've directed 8 movies that I wrote.
Which has been the most, strictly from a commercial standpoint, the most successful?
It's funny, the most successful, commercially successful movie I made was Willow Creek, my Bigfoot movie.
Oh, yeah,
okay,
wonderful.
Cool.
A lot of people like that's like having a country hit. You can play state fairs for the rest of your life. having a Bigfoot hit, I could do Bigfoot conventions the rest of my life. I'm kind of big in the Bigfoot circles. I don't know if you know that. I don't want to brag, but I was at this one convention, And because most of the Squatchers believe that Bigfoot has a flat head, and this guy had a cardboard cutout of a pointy-headed Bigfoot, and this guy comes over to the guy and he goes, "You disgust me." And he's like, he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Look at that head." And he's like, "Really?" Because I've seen Sasquatch 3 times because I don't smoke like you do. So it's a really weird conversation. So before the keynote speaker, there's like a couple of other people, and this one guy before the keynote, he goes up and he starts talking about UFOs, and about a third of the room go, "Oh, oh boy." Who invited this kook? I could go on a lot about the Squatch community, but yeah, no.
No, let me rephrase the question. Of the movies you've been in.
Oh, in the movies I've been in.
No, this is a different question. As an actor, which one was the most commercially successful?
Oh, as an actor, I probably Scrooge. You know that was considered kind of a bomb, but when it came out, it made $80 million. But the Police Academy movies, by the time I joined them, they were already not making as much money as
we need Bobcat.
Yeah, I got hit by TMZ. You know how they try to say something stupid, and then you get mad and look like a dildo, and then they have footage of you. So the guy comes up. I was coming out of a restaurant in New York, and the guy just jumps out of nowhere with his light and everything. He's like, "Bobcat, they're rebooting Police Academy. Don't you think the original cast should be in it?" And I was like, "No." And they go, "Why not?" I go, "Because a lot of us are dead." I said, "If you're going to reboot it, you should do what they did to 21 Jump Street and make it a comedy this time."
I grew up with those. Love them.
People get really mad if I make jokes.
Oh, you can make jokes, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why. I guess maybe it's their childhood, you know. But it's come on, you don't go, you don't do Police Academy 5, Well, it's not going to get any better than that. Let's not put our foot through a Van Gogh.
You're a large, large part of my childhood.
I can do another one. No, BC, you nailed it.
In fact, I brought in my DVD of One Crazy Summer, but I've been too shy to ask you to sign it.
Yeah, I love making One Crazy Summer. That was a really fun experience, and all those people, when I look back on it, we really had a blast. On the DVD commentary, you learn a lot about what I was really advancing a lot in indoor model rocketry when I was on that movie. Indoor, because I was in this hotel and they kept getting complaints saying that I was too noisy. So I started building rockets and I'd shoot them off down the hallway.
Cool.
Those Estes rockets, they go. And then, and the crew and cast would get lawn chairs out, and so I'm bad if I'm like in a movie and I'm like 10. No, if I'm low on the call sheet, there's gonna be some destruction. Yeah.
There's Jessica Alsman. She's joined us.
Hello.
Sidekicking.
There's Ace Cosby. I have an email for Tom. There's Willie Griswold.
Good morning, Chick.
I'm Chick McGee at the OrangeInsoles.com sports desk. And here's Tom Griswold, and I have a question for you, Tom.
Now, did you see Allsie's in here?
Yeah, he even mentioned her.
Did say
He said that.
Can't avoid.
Thanks for paying
I was over here doing something technical. There she is.
You weren't at all.
He was singing Sidekick.
Yeah,
We got her up early. It's the lovely Alli Breen. Let's get to the letters, Alli. What have you got over there?
By the way, I was just going to say someone had written a former letter about how to make a guy last longer in bed. And someone wrote in, they can just listen to Tom say sexy time over and over.
That's a great idea. I could do a special app.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you're trying to, instead of delay cream.
You don't want to kill it.
It would be.
Yeah.
It would be.
Tom Blocker.
What if I used the app, though, and then that was the only thing I could use?
Wouldn't that be a bummer?
It'd be a nightmare, right?
Especially since he's your dad.
Sexy time. What have you got?
Alli,
Okay.
This one's very straightforward. Dear Alli, how do I find the clitoris? By the way, is it clitoris or clitoris?
Well, the
there a
clitoris
real
is
way
a
to
famous
say it?
dinosaur. I
think either
the
is
pink
okay.
dinosaur.
It's at the top. It's above everything else.
So a guy or a girl asking? Hope it's a guy.
Why?
Yeah, this is definitely a guy.
Just go online.
Just ask the girl.
Yeah, you can
Go
absolutely
online. There's a GPS app
Right.
for it.
Yeah, wherever you think it is
Look,
like 2 inches higher.
focus near the top and just kind of and go above everything and just sort of lift up, and it will show.
I've got a feeling. Make believe you're going to be out in the desert for a day. So pack a lunch and a good flashlight.
And
Miner's helmet.
And
Yeah.
then, do you know how right now, for example,
Hydrate.
I've got this coffee cup here, and it has this plastic lid on it with the oval shaped a hole in it.
Yeah, where the liquid comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if you want to practice,
Oh, geez.
what you do is you. Oh, never mind.
God, don't
So-
ruin coffee
I
cups
don't.
for me.
You ruined a lot of things right there for me, I think.
Okay, let's go on next.
Oh, wow.
Once again, Alli Breen is here for Sexy Time. What have you got, Alli?
Dear Allie, my girlfriend wants to have an open relationship, but if I agree, it really just means she's going to be having sex with other men. And I doubt that I'll find any girls that'll hook up with me while I still have a girlfriend. So it just seems inherently unfair. How do I bring this up to her, and what should I do?
You bring it up to her just like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly
Yeah.
like that, and see what she has to say.
I think you're missing the point. You can turn this into a cash cow.
What?
Pimp her out.
Exactly. Thank you, Josh, for seeing right through the. This is an obvious. If you're in sales, here's a way to make some really good extra money.
There you go.
Oh, gee.
By the way, never refer to your girlfriend as a cash cow.
No.
I learned that the hard way.
A cow of any sort.
Yeah, even a cash calf would be. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, and then if she's like, no, there are apps where there will be women on there who want to find guys who are in open relationships, then you can utilize those. But bring it up to her. Bring up your concerns.
This is going to hit the wall hard.
Very much so.
Yeah, this is a disaster waiting to
But
happen.
you have to, I mean, if you're going to do something like that, you have to talk to her now.
Yeah, it will fail no
It's
matter what.
funny though. I would think so, but it's usually the guy, I feel like, that wants to have the open relationship. And it's
Yeah.
true, it's way harder for a guy to find the,
Yeah.
sex in a
This sounds like
relationship,
one of
I
those
would think.
letters to Penthouse where it's just some fantasy. When I was in college, a friend of mine, his brother wrote those fake letters for one of those magazines. By the way,
Really?
oh
I
yeah,
don't believe it for a second. Those are all real.
yeah. Well, his name was. Okay, sorry. Back to you, Allie. Let's get on. What's our next letter?
Dear Allie, I always act like I love it when my boyfriend goes down on me, but I really don't.
Okay.
Now he refuses to stop hooking up until I'm taken care of. And even worse, sometimes when he's not even in the mood to have sex, he just wants to take care of me. It's honestly the worst. I'm just trying to tolerate it. How do I make it stop without
It's easy.
destroying his
I've got
ego?
this one.
Well, don't tell him how you
Ow.
feel. By all means.
God
I have
forbid.
3 words for you. Tuna noodle casserole.
Yep.
Well, at least he didn't say mackerel today.
You ever stuffed a turkey? Similar to that.
Is her complaint? Is he just very bad at this? Is that what?
Either way, she doesn't. No matter what,
enjoy
she's not.
it.
She doesn't like it, and she's gone. You've gone too far, ma'am, in letting this go.
Do you have Spotify? Maybe some
Yeah.
headphones.
Yeah, listen to a good podcast.
There you go.
I feel sorry for her. She's missing out.
But give it up for this. This guy's a hero. Are you
Yeah,
kidding
he
me?
is.
Well, trying to go the extra
Yeah,
mile.
but my gosh,
probably
That's an
bad.
American hero.
Does he have buck teeth?
he's doing something wrong.
There's some.
Maybe just say you've always been interested in toys and you'd rather give that a go. And then.
There
he
you
can-
go.
he
That's
can
a gentle
cheer
way
you
out of it.
on. He can cheer you on. He doesn't even have to participate.
That's a gentle way out of it. You got to tell him though.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, he's not going to know if you don't say something.
Yeah.
I can make a great tuna noodle casserole. You just take cream of mushroom soup,
Okay.
all
some
know how to
noodles,
make it.
a can of tuna.
Pretty good.
Okay, sorry.
That would end things.
Next.
The great thing about guys too, though, I feel like if she even tells him, if she's like, I never enjoyed this, he still won't believe it. His ego won't be destroyed. He'll be like, she loved it. She's just trying to get it to stop from here on out. Don't you think? She can get away with
Oh,
that.
I would be. No, I would. Well, maybe.
You would take it seriously?
Yeah. I go, why didn't you say something 3 months ago?
I've been wasting all this time.
I have TMJ now.
And maybe Michael
I love that website.
Michael Douglas.
They have all
had
the
problems.
stars.
Remember what happened to Michael Douglas?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Damn near killed him.
Okay. We got time for two more, Allie. What have you got over there?
Dear Allie, I keep finding long black hairs in my boyfriend's house. I have short, light brown hair. Am I going to sound like a psychopath if I ask him about it? And is there any other explanation other than that he's probably cheating?
Oh.
No, it could be another explanation.
Yeah.
What, did he get a Newfoundland?
You're right, Pat. You're right. Does he have a
maid, yeah, it
housekeeper?
could be a maid.
How long has he lived at this place?
How good of a
Family
cleaner
member?
is he?
yeah,
check the family
exactly.
portrait.
Sister.
Could have a sister.
Is the landlord going in there? Is it a guy?
Yeah.
It could be his buddy's hair.
Yeah.
So just ask.
I feel like-
people, talk to your people. Talk to you're in a relationship.
I'm a story behind. I thought we were still talking about oral, and we were calling it, is the landlord going in there?
I keep finding big black hairs in there.
No, this guy's got something going on.
Not necessarily ask him.
You never know.
Absolutely.
Oh, go
The
through
next time
his
you
phone.
find one, hold it up and go,
Go.
where do you think this came from? And see how he
Yeah,
reacts.
there you go.
Does he have a lot of Cher albums? If so,
If I could turn back time,
Oh, I love that.
so this letter's from a guy.
if I could find a way. You can't tell the difference. And America loves that.
I-
Oh, yeah.